Kathryn DeSinaasappelen, and welcome to Book Dissect, where I take the best and worst from books to help you be a better writer. This month, I'm dissecting their Vampire Queen series by Joely Sue Burkhart. I'm saying their Vampire Queen series because I started book 1 and then moved to book 2 and then 3 and then 4, and by the 5th book I realized I wasn't going to be happy. So there's a lot to discuss because there are many things that I think the author did phenomenally well that any writer can take for themselves and apply it to their own writing. But then there are some things that, you know, you could also take and not do for your writing because it didn't work. I don't understand why people shove their book into genres that their book does not fit into. I don't understand it. Don't do it. You're shooting yourself in the foot. You're deceiving your reader when you do this. And that's the most annoying, problematic thing that I have with this book. If you look at the genre categories: reverse harem, vampire, paranormal, romance, fantasy, bisexual, gay, LGBT, romance, and that's it. Does this series, the books, have these elements in them? Yes. But do you want to know what genre this book is? Erotica, porn without plot. If I pick up a reverse harem romance, I don't necessarily want it to be a porn without plot erotica if that's not what I'm looking for. One of the reasons why I was able to get through, we're gonna say 4.5 books because I stopped reading the 5th book, is because I was just skipping all the sex scenes. I didn't miss anything from the book because really there's not a plot. It's just sex. Way too much of it. And the sad thing is, this author had an amazing world and her characters were so compelling. More often than not, my main problem with reverse harem is that you end up with character soup. The backstories of the guys in this story were so, I wanted to know more, which is why I read up into the 5th book, because I wanted to know more about the world. I wanted to know more about the characters, and all I kept getting was just sex, 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 sex. I have this weird love-hate relationship with this book because it starts off with the lost heir trope. In this world, it's sort of like a beehive of sorts where you have the queen and then she has all these worker bees around her. And it starts off with 2 guys who help her, and then as the books continue, she gets up to 9 people in her court. It's so intriguing and interesting, and that's why I kept reading. And then each character had an intricate, really thought out backstory, which made each one of them memorable. And I can't even get over it, how thought out their backstories were. I really enjoyed them. I can't even begin to express that enough. If you want an example of really great character development, you need to read this book. And if you want an example of really great world building, you should read this book. Everything else you should probably just ignore because it's mainly just sex, 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 which, I guess if you're going into it and that's what you want, if you just want to do some one-hand reading, then this is probably the book for you. But if you're looking for something that has a plot and isn't one-hand reading, you're probably going to be disappointed, sort of like I was by the 5th book when it was just they're still not done having sex. Also, another side problem that you might have is that there's a big focus on blood in this book. And I've read vampire books where they talk about blood and sort of give it a sexual connotation to it. And I understand that there are people out in the world that have a fetish for blood. And you know what? That's great. You do you. But this really focuses on the blood to a creepy, sort of disgusting type of way, and it's injected into the sex scenes, which just made the repetitiveness of the sex scenes and then adding the ickiness of blood just not work for me. So that's my 2 cents on this book. If you've read this, and I really hope that you have, I'd love to know your thoughts about this book in the comments below, because I can't explain it. I like it, and then I don't, and then I do, and it's like back and forth in my head, just yeah, I'd love a second opinion on this. That's what I have for you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Tootsies, my applezines. I shoot a bunch of videos all on the same day, and I'll change my clothes so that it looks like new clothes, new day, except I started laundry before this video, and this is the only shirt that I have clean now. So if you see a bunch of videos with me in this shirt, it's because I'm doing laundry. That's how YouTube works.